So this is analysis of the front cross on the outside of the turn that I saw occurring from Master Standard on Sunday, but I also saw it happen in multiple levels all weekend. The dog's path, jump, jump, A-frame, and then jump, jump, weaves. The front cross that I was seeing was occurring here. The problem with it is that it's on the outside of the turn. A front cross should show a turn. So if you're putting the front cross on the outside of the turn, you are lying to your dog. Basically demotivates them, you have to push their path, you're slowing them down, you're colliding into them. They're changing their lead to go a new direction, which then they have to change it again. So if you are crossing here, technically the dog should be turning. If you take a still picture with the handler on the red X and the dog on the blue line taking off for jump 5, and the handler has crossed, that is a turning, deceleration, come to me cue. What handlers were doing is doing the front cross and then telling the dog that they needed to keep going to jump 6. So the dog has turned, now there's a collision, dog has to slow down, change leads again, and basically get pushed to this jump. And the handler continues this way and then does a post turn. The main problem that I see with putting the front cross there, again, is that you are lying to your dog. Your dog should be an assessment for you regarding your handling choice and the execution of that choice. So if you chose to do a cross there, and now your dog is looking at you and you're having to scream out jump, probably it wasn't the right choice. The inside of the turn for the dog is between jumps 5 and 6. So the handler needs to put a cross here instead so that the dog knows the turn is occurring after 6 and they can get to the weaves. The hard part I think about that is that it is a landing side front cross. People aren't 100% comfortable with it, including me. I don't necessarily like them. So the handler is going to be running on the red path here, and yes, you have to get ahead of your dog and do your cross and then continue to the weaves. If you put your cross there, it's a turning cue, deceleration cue, look at me, come with me cue, and you're not lying to your dog. You do have to get ahead of them to do the turn after jump 5, but before the dog commits to jump 5. So another choice that I did see some people do is to do a rear cross between 5 and 6 and turn your dog that way. So then the handler's path would be here, you basically do your turn here and then continue to the weaves. I think this was a little bit scary for some handlers due to the existence of the takeoff or the start jump here. And I don't remember if there was something else out there as an off-course option. I don't have the course map, so and I'm not 100% positive that I have jump number 1 as close as it really was, but I do believe that that is why some people were hesitant to do that. Also because the weaves were set back from the second jump. Again, they may have been more there instead of where I have them, and so the dog did have to turn really tight. And I don't think most people think of a rear cross as a tight turning cue, although it can be. If you get up to jump 6 and do your rear cross very close to jump 6, it can be a tight turning cue. The other course analysis that I have from Sunday, get this in focus, was from all levels of jumpers with weaves. The opening stayed the same. 1, 2, 3, 4 was the same for all levels of novice, open, and excellent. And I think on all levels you went to jump 5, although I'm not positive. I don't know, I don't remember novice. Maybe novice wasn't the same, but I'm pretty sure it was. So the dog's path, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And the front cross that I saw people putting was right here. They would do a lead out and do like a lead out pivot and turn there. And remember that that does show a turn. So the dog should have come with the handler, which is what the dogs did. Now the handler says, oh, I was kidding, just kidding, and we're going to jump 4. And there's a collision. Again, the dog has to slow down. It's demotivating for the dog. Yikes, I'm going backwards here. And you're running into your dog. The dog changes leads, and then they have to change back. So this is one of the things that I really see people doing that, especially with faster dogs, makes the dog kind of not trust you, makes the dog question, makes the dog slow down, and I'm pretty sure the goal in agility is to run fast with your dog. So a better choice was a landing side front cross, again, which is I think why people didn't do it. Putting your cross here and having your dog turn between 3 and 4. And another choice would have been to do a rear between 3 and 4, which was scary because I do believe that there was an off-course jump, at least for open, there was an off-course jump out here. And so if you didn't get the rear, you were going to get an off-course. Instead of handling poorly due to scary off-courses, you should handle correctly, try to execute correctly, make a good handling choice, and then try to show your dog where the next jump is. That is more motivating for your dog, makes it happier, fun for your dog, etc. So the dog's path, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we want the handler to put a front cross here, which again is a landing side front, which again, I get it, I know why we don't like those, but maybe we should practice them. You do have to trust your dog on the lead out. You do have to trust that the dog is going to take jump 2, so you have to send to it while you're trying to go to where you need to be for your cross. You also have to trust that your dog will take jump 3. No names mentioned, peep. But again, if you're lying to your dog, the next run they're going to be slower, more demotivated. So especially those of you that are working on drive and having fun with your dogs, lying to your dog is not the best way to handle something like that. Again, another option would be the rear cross. So again, dog's path is here. Handler would handle here, do the rear, and then you're not lying to your dog. There's no lies there. The dog can go quickly. The dog hopefully turns from 4 to 5, and everything's good. So before you walk your next course, draw on the course map. So take a pen and actually draw the dog's path like I'm doing here and look for turns. If you're putting a front cross on the outside of a turn, then that is not a good location. If it's the only option, so if you have to do it, you would need to put your front cross as close to jump 3 as possible, and you need to start moving to jump 4. Guys! As quickly as possible before the dog commits to jump 3. So you have to be moving this direction before the dog is basically there.